Hey everyone, welcome back to Making It Work. And actually that's what we're doing today. I'm out in the shop. I just installed this wood burning stove that I've had for about 15 years or so. Now that I got a shop, I put it in. It took me a bit to get this through the wall and everything, get that all set up. But as you can see, I don't know if you can see my breath or not, but it is really cold out here. It's probably 26, maybe 22 Fahrenheit. But what I got a problem with here is I want to light the stove, but my the pan that goes down in the bottom of the stove is all rusted out. Let me show you. This is it. This catches all the ash that falls down from. Then you just take the handle, pull it out. Well, I'm going to build a new one. That'll take you along today and show you how I'm going to make one. What I'm going to do though is I don't have anything to make. I got a couple of welders that I can use, and MIG and a arc welder, but that's way too heavy for this. So I'm going to build myself a spot welder out of a transformer that I pulled out of a microwave. I've seen it on the net. I've seen a lot of people doing it. Go ahead and try to see if I can do the same thing. I have a transformer. I have some wire. I think I got some rods over here that I can use. I'm going to try to use everything I've got here in the shop to make it. So join me on this ride. Alright, I'll show you what I'm going to do here. Since I don't have a piece of copper rod that's full length with this, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld a nut on both ends. This end I will be able to tie this cable to. That's actually going to go wrapped around inside of here. I'll have a place to bolt that tight down. Then this, I've got a piece of copper rod. It doesn't look like copper, but it is solid copper. Actually, it's really good copper wire. I'm going to cut this up in sections, and that'll go through here. Then I'll be taking and drilling a hole in the side of this bolt here and threading it for this so I can tighten it down and snug that in there. And that will be my end of the rod here for the welder. Now I'm going to come back and I'm going to cut this off. This is the secondary winding. I think that's the one I want to cut off. I have to look to make sure, but it's the finer of the two wires that I want to cut off. So I'll score that and break that off and see what that is for sure. Because my primaries I want to keep, I believe, and the secondaries is what this is going to be wrapped around inside of. So I'm going to go to the welder and I'm going to weld this, but then I'll be back. Okay, I got them done. You can see that not the best welder, but it'll get her done. So now what I'm going to do is, I wanted to drill right on the end there, but that's not going to work because I can't get it under my drill press that way. So I'm going to get it either on this side or this side, and that's what I'm going to do next. Alright, I want to show you, this is the copper that I've got, and the way this goes is, you can see that unscrews, just cranks inside of there, like that, and I tighten this down. Make sure it's gets nice and strong and into there, and it bites into that. It gives me a solid point. And that's how I'm going to be. Obviously, it's going to be shorter than that because I don't want the less I got sticking out, the better. So I'll just like now. And when this starts wearing down, I can just readjust it, just like that. There we go. It's pretty solid. Same here. Stick this down in there. What's really nice on these pieces of copper that I got is it's got a flat side. I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but it's got a flat side. And I just ground the end down to give me a point. And that's not going anywhere. Alright, so that's what we got so far. I need to determine to make sure that that is the secondary winding, because I don't want to cut the primary. I'm pretty positive this is primary, but it's always good to check. The secondary is going to have finer wire, and I don't want to scratch the wires on the primary, which is down here. So I'll just peel some of this back, and we'll verify this is secondary. I'm pretty positive. I've been in electronics for a long time, and yeah, I can see now. I can definitely see it. Let me peel this back a little bit. You can see, I don't know if I can get that close enough. You can see the difference between the primary and secondary windings. The secondary windings are too small, they're tiny, we want to cut those out. So what I'll do is I'll cut this here and then try to hammer it through, because either that or I've got to cut the weld here and then break the joint here. I'd prefer to do this, then I don't have to come back and re-weld this to make it work. So you can see there's a seam right here. I don't want to have to come back and do that. I can if I have to, but I really don't want to. So I'm going to just cut this off. Now remember, when you're doing this, this is just an informative video. This isn't necessarily me telling you that this is what you should do, is you should all go out and do this. Playing around with electricity is not for the faint of heart. You can be electrocuted. So this is just for information of what I've done. You can do whatever you want. It's all up to you. But I just need the spot welder. I don't have the money to buy one, but I have all these parts. I can just make one. I think I can make one. And this is the process I'm going through to do it. So wear safety gear and protection. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this off. I know I already discovered that it's a secondary. So I've got a bandsaw. I'm going to go ahead and cut it off. Perfect. Let me show you what that looks like. You see, I cut through the secondary. Now I'm going to either cut the other end off and hammer through, or hammer through, whichever. I haven't totally decided yet. I just don't want to take any risk on getting into my primary, because then it's shot, it's garbage. I can't do anything more with it. I decided to just go ahead and hammer it through. Then I'm not taking any risks. Looks like it's going to come out pretty easy. Okay, so you can see I removed them. One thing I want to remind you though, on your, I actually had third winding in here, and I pulled that out too. But leave as much of this paper in here as you can. It's actually waxed, and it also creates a good foundation for keeping any contact if for some reason it hits. So just what I recommend strongly is keep that in there as much as you possibly can, okay? I'm going to take my, this is actually a battery cable. It's you can get it at any of your auto parts places, and I don't know if this is going to be heavy enough, but I'm going to try. I am definitely going to try. Hey, by the way, it's probably good not to cross over your other line when you're wrapping this in like this. You can see it comes out like here. So what I gotta do now, I have to figure out how long these are going to be. And what these are actually going to do is hold these rods, obviously. And I'm going to I'm going to cut them off to where they're inside that length, easier to keep it stabilized. But we shall see. We shall see. And I'm going to just go ahead and tighten this down here. Alright, there's my second one. See what I can do about making this work, because I really need it. Alright, and these ends will be out here, one here and one there, and they will come in contact with each other. Okay, I want to kind of show you what I did here to make these line up better. To make these line up better, let me lower my camera here so you can pretty much see it a lot easier. You see where the contacts come together right here. The whole thing here is these have to be aligned one with the other. So what I did is, you can see I've got screws put in here. What that does, 3 screws like this create a 3-point of contact, and it can't move. I mean, it's not going anywhere. And then this one here in the front, I can tighten that one down and loosen this one, and that'll move it this way. If I loosen that one and tighten this one down, it'll move it that way. So I can do micro adjustments with that. And I've done the same on the top. Well, you can't even see up there. I've done the same all the way across the top here. So now you can see that those contacts really work well right there. So now what I got to do is do the wiring on the transformer, and that should do it. Okay, well, come to say that the last configuration of this was a fail. And this is the reason why. One, it should have gone straight from the wire to the copper for it to work right. 2, this bar that I made, fancy and nice and great as it was adding way too much resistance in the line. I don't know if you can see it or not. You can see right here where I've already tried it. So what I do is I just put it on like this, where these 2 contacts are going across with the metal in between, and that's actually how the weld is made. Then hit my momentary switch back here, and it's done. The weld has made its mark. As you can see right here. Ouch, it's a little hot. But that's where the weld I just made. Thanks for watching, making it work. You taking what I have and my final configuration. Everything works good. See you later.